Hello again. Like a horror film character killed off in the last movie, he's back. Blair, manic, swivel-eyed, the day before yesterday's man, self-righteously prattling on about Brexit being the wrong result. A parody of himself, urging people to rise up. They will, Tone, but not in a manner you'll approve of, and for different reasons. There he was, surrounded by media and acolytes, attempting to con us yet again. This was the rictus face of Labour as success. If, by accident, Labour retain their seats in the Stoke, Central and Copeland by-elections, it will be celebrated by the faithful as victory for Corbyn. But sooner or later, the hundreds of thousands of new members will become disillusioned once they realise Labour is going nowhere fast. When that tipping point arrives, the sinking ship will be finally abandoned, and this is when the Leninist Stalino-Trotskyites will spring long-prepared snares for the unwary as they search for alternatives when the Labour full stall fails to materialise. It's what the left, in its infinite varieties, have been preparing for since Corbyn's enthronement, pretending, with various degrees of enthusiasm, to support Mr. Caldroy, setting up myriad front groups from radical left assemblies through to Monday's anti-Trump demonstrations. They plan for mass defections from Labour into their counter-revolutionary authoritarian parties. The Stalino-Trotskyite left are like crocodiles waiting for the disillusion to slake their political thirst at a shrinking pool. There's tens of thousands of potential recruits from Labour waiting to be gobbled up, reprogrammed with hardcore Leninism, also to be spat out once they've served their purposes. Those who remain will become zombified hacks. After the populist right, these parties are the final desperate hope of the system once it goes into meltdown. When that eventually happens, who can tell? But I say to the future disillusioned, why throw in with a counter-revolutionary authoritarian left? If you make that tragic decision, you're on a hide into nowhere, political and personal oblivion. You don't have to travel in that useless direction. Why not try and discover what anarchism, both as a mass historical movement worldwide and as an evolving reality, actually is? Other methods of organisation, such as affinity groups, direct action, anti-statism. The future starts in the streets, and I don't mean passive marches so beloved of the left with hordes of recruiters setting up stall. We all need to be ready when the system here in the UK begins to tip over. According to Observer columnist Andrew Rawnsley, top Tories are privately predicting serious public disorders in the next 2 years. We anarchs and malcontents have been, for quite some time, scratching our heads wondering why it hasn't happened already. But there's no point speculating about the timing or trajectory of it all. It's on its way, and we have to be ready and up for it. If we are not, other sinister forces will benefit. Desertion from Labour ain't going to happen overnight. Maybe more entrenched illusions have to be shed or shattered even. Those parasitic left forces are already hovering, ready to pick off the well-meaning but gullible into yet another political and social dead end. So, my advice to those who joined up in the Corbyn surge is stay in politics, but link up on the streets and in your communities. Take the fight to the system rather than be defensive all the time. Anarchism, anarchy, autonomy, direct action, revolution is where the future's at. Not sterile social democracy and its Stalino-Trotskyite twin. Hope we all meet on the streets sooner rather than later. And we'll take it from there as we heap up and burn the mass-produced leftist placards. Bye.